familia, welcome to your Healthy Dose of Spice. My name is Dr. Alex, and today we are talking about unlimited power with intermittent fasting. So, if this is the first time that you're tuning in, please say hi. I'd love to give you a personal shout out and say hello to you. I am in Ohio, so I would love to know where you are in this whole wide world. That's what's amazing about video. So, today we're going to talk about unlimited power through intermittent fasting. And I don't know if maybe you've ever even thought about that and how those two things relate, but it's pretty incredible. So we're going to talk about that today. If this is the first time that you're catching me, again, my name is Dr. Alex, and I want to welcome you to the familia. I'm a women's holistic health practitioner, and I am on a mission to transform healthcare and how it is delivered to you. I'm the founder and creator of Spice and the 90-day metabolic makeover. And I love talking about intermittent fasting and women's health and how powerful it can be and how you can really take mastery over your health and not be a victim, not be, a victim of the generational cycles that we have of chronic diseases like high blood pressure and diabetes, and how we can really defy the odds and break the cycle surrounding that, especially for women of color. We know that these diseases are really tearing our families apart, our culture apart. Entire families, suffer with this, and we don't have to. We can definitely do something about that. And so that's what I'm out here doing, is sharing the information. I see a beautiful little comment here. Hi, Miss Maritza. She is in San Jose. Hi there. Thank you for stopping by. Feel free to drop any questions or comments in the chat as we go along. I'll kind of take some time later on to go through those and answer any as we go. But unlimited power through intermittent fasting, how are those things related? Well, intermittent fasting is one of the oldest therapeutic practices that have been in existence for centuries and centuries and centuries. It has been around. You can tie it to religion, to culture, to any type of medical treatment, therapeutic measures. Fasting has been around. It has stood the test of time, and there's good reason for it because it really works. And you can't get much simpler in explaining something therapeutic to somebody than fasting. And that's really where therapeutic fasting and intermittent fasting sets itself so far apart from other styles of eating. So say vegan, or say keto, or low carb, or whole food plant-based. If you were going to explain those to somebody, to what that style of eating is, or as a practitioner, as a healthcare professional, recommending that to somebody, it would take you so much time to try to explain that. And that's why most practitioners don't, and why they might refer you to a dietitian or to a nutritionist or somebody else, because they know the benefits of it, but try to explain that to you in the small amount of time that they have that they're going to be with you, it's not going to work. And especially if you have people who are older, they're not going to understand when you're trying to teach them about vegan or paleo or any of that other stuff. But what anybody in the world can understand is fasting, where you pick a period of time where you do not eat. And it is that simple. It is that simple. And so that's really how it sets itself apart and why it has stood the test of time, because it's so simple to understand. And it's actually something so simple to master as part of your life and part of your health and part of your health practices is therapeutic fasting. So with the paleo, with the vegan, with the low carb, with the whatever, keto, whatever you're going to have, there's a lot of understanding and calculations that have to go into that most of the time. And if you're a person who in the past has been triggered by calorie counting, by measuring, by logging your food, I've spoke to a lot of women who are triggered around that, and it makes them feel ashamed or feel bad about themselves, or they start to feel guilty, and those feelings start to creep up, and it starts to supersede any other health benefits they're trying to achieve. They just get overwhelmed with that whole process. With therapeutic fasting, you don't have to do any of that. You just decide, I'm going to stop eating here and I'm going to start eating here. And that's pretty much it. And the whole great, wonderful thing behind it is you can build up such a great practice behind it. When I talk about practice is something that you do every single day. So I often talk about routines and habits and processes and how much of that leads to your success. So when you're looking at intermittent fasting, it's very easy because it's so simple to make that a part of your everyday habits, routine, process. It's very easy to make it a part of that. And once you can start to be consistent with something, then you can start to make it a routine. And once it becomes a routine, it becomes a habit. Habits are something that we do without even thinking. And that's why they are pretty amazing, but they can also be very, very dangerous because most of us have very bad habits that we just do unconsciously. And that's where it's kind of where it's got us into trouble where we are. So we want to make therapeutic fasting a habit, something that we do unconsciously, where we don't have to think about breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or whatever meals and times that you decide. You just go into it. And it doesn't seem weird to you that you're not eating breakfast. And it doesn't seem weird to you that you're not eating lunch or you didn't eat dinner. It just becomes a habit. It becomes second nature to you. And that's what we want. That is what is going to make it sustainable for you on the long term. That is what is going to make it easy for you. And that's what we want. We want you to stop going from jumping to this to jumping to this, jumping to this. We want to stop with the yo-yo diets. Those are so bad for your health. We want you to pick something where you can have some mastery over it. And fasting is one area that you can totally master over your life because it is so simple. It's so easy to understand. It's so easy to do. Okay, so we want it to become a habit, a part of your life. And so that's really the message I wanted to share today was how you can have unlimited power through this because you can always decide to go longer with your fast. You can decide to do it more frequently. You can have the duration be longer, the frequency. You can start, you can stop. It's entirely up to you how you want it to look and how it's going to work for your life because everybody's schedules are different. Everybody's goals are different. But with intermittent fasting, you can really tailor that to be what you want because you can only be so vegan. You can only be so paleo. You can only be so keto. You can't get more keto than keto. You can't get more vegan than vegan. But with intermittent fasting, you can make it longer, make it shorter, more frequently, less frequently. There's so much variation that you can do it, but the same principle, the base of it stays the same. You're not eating from a certain period of time to another certain period of time. So you can totally master that part of your life and really have unlimited power over your own health and of how your body responds to things in this way. So that's the message that I wanted to share today was how you can have unlimited power through intermittent fasting and how amazing it is, how simple it really is, the concept of it is, and how you can start practicing it into your everyday life and how this has been around for years and years, centuries and centuries, like I said. It is one of the oldest practices that we have for health is through fasting. Cultural, religious, it stood the test of time. And there's a reason it has, because it works. So if you'd like to learn more about intermittent fasting, feel free to follow me. Follow me. I make videos all the time about it. You can scroll through my profile and learn more, see other videos that I've done about it. And if you're really interested in taking it to the next step, you want to get some individualized support around intermittent fasting and really ignite your metabolism at any age, if you're dealing with hormones or metabolic syndrome, PCOS, diabetes, high blood pressure, those are all my specialty areas. If you're interested in getting some individualized support around that using intermittent fasting, then feel free to send me a message. I would love to talk with you more about my 90-day metabolic makeover. So that's all I have for today, guys. As I always say, for a balanced life, just add spice, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. Bye. I think I'm still live. It says